Well, to a bit of different news now. Here in France, the rentrée littéraire is upon us. That's a pretty unique period that sees a surge in the publication of books. Hundreds of new tomes will hit the shelves between now and November, with the French Literary Award season happening at the same time. In order to better understand this French literary phenomenon, we're joined now by bookshop owner Isabelle Claret Lemarchand, who runs a francophone bookshop in London called La Page. Thanks so much for your time. Now, can I start? You have direct experience in both the francophone and, well, the anglophone worlds. This rentrée littéraire, it really is quite a unique thing to France, isn't it? Can you give our viewers a flavour of what it brings to the country and indeed to the literary sector?
Yeah, sure. Well, indeed. So every September, French people go back to work, back to school, and back to arguing about more than 460 new novels this year. So yes, the rentrée littéraire is definitely very much alive, and it's very much a big event in France. Here in London, it's the same as well in our French bookshop. And I would say that the big trend this year is that fiction is not hiding from the news. I mean, at the opposite as the year before, where we've seen a lot of introspection and dramas, and all the writers were writing about their own personal grief and childhood, etc. Now, war, climate, memory of colonization, inequality, social conflicts. I mean, writers put it straight on the page. And I think that's exactly where the best French writers shine. It's when they take one person's life and knit it into history itself with a capital H. So small emotions right alongside the big ones humanity is going through. So French novelists are not looking away anymore. I mean, they're writing with their eyes wide open.
Yes,
I've got a few, I mean,
I was going to say, it doesn't sound like the most uplifting topics to be reading. Certainly not maybe what people wanted during their summer holidays. But can you maybe give us a few of the books that have stood out to you that may be on the shelves soon?
Yes, sure. So among all dozens of books I read this summer, I read a very good one from Karim Katan, published by Elisade. The title is Septentrional. And Karim Katan drives us through a single night across a fictional country emptied by war that echoes the crisis in the Middle East, but without naming them, and turns catastrophe into myth without ever losing sight of love. Another one is called Congé payé by Tiffany Tavernier in Sabine Vespizer Publishing. And we follow a woman during the very first paid holidays in France in 1936, with the Spanish Civil War in the background. And it's a love story, a political story, and a family story. I mean, all at once. It's absolutely amazing. Well, I think that readers want two things at once, actually. They want a mirror and a window. So they want to escape, but they also want to know themselves better and to be distracted, but to be surprised, actually. And I think it's probably where the role of booksellers is crucial. It's just because they need to talk to someone who can say to them, okay, trust me, you have to read that. And it's where
Just because of your experience of both sides, I mean, when you describe there, it's newsy topics, and we are seeing that in literature across the world at the minute. Do you think there's anything specific to how French authors present that? You say that they work on that personal story level. Do you think that's unique to French authors?
I think it's a French. I think it's a French specificity. Yes. But it's also something that they manage to do very well. I mean, I heard a very nice metaphor yesterday. A good book is like an umbrella in a storm. So some writers describe the storm, and others just want to keep you dry for 200 pages. And I think that French literature has always done both very well.
And this rentrée littéraire, there's slightly less books, I believe, coming out than this time last year. Overall, how do you find the French literary scene? You know, how is it holding on in today's world? How is it developing? Is it going forward or whatever?
Oh, well, I think that there's a bit less of books than last year. It's really a few, but I mean, we've been overwhelmed and we had so many books that it's very hard for booksellers to make a choice, to make up our mind, to know exactly what we want to propose to our clientele and what we want to put on our tables, basically, and on the shelves. I think that overproduction is definitely a problem in France, but probably everywhere else, because I mean, it's difficult for publishers to give their voice among all this such profusion. And it's probably also quite hard for the writers to have their voice among everyone. So that's why I think it's really a question of trust. I mean, as readers, as to trust the booksellers, I think we also have to trust the writers, who themselves have to trust their publishers.
Indeed, and retain a bit of the choice in this quite overwhelming world at times. Isabelle Claret Lemarchand, thank you so much for joining us live from London and your bookshop there, La Page. Very much appreciated.